I'm still trying to process the idea that there's going to be a freaking Star Wars land somewhere around in the vicinity of the here somewhere in a few years, but still. And also, of course, welcome to the premiere episode of Chasing Geekdom. We geeks, we love our origin stories. Anakin Skywalker turning into Darth Vader, Peter Parker turning into Spider-Man, Tony Stark turning into Iron Man. This premiere episode is going to serve as a bit of mine, not quite as spectacular as all of those, but it comes from the real world. And I thought, hey, where would my manners be without some sort of introduction?
Here you go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
One recent IMDb search on my own name, don't judge, revealed that I am an actor known for some random indie films, and most importantly to me, the 2012 film The Master, because this is the film that I got my Screen Actors Guild eligibility on. I'd done 10 plus years of extra work here and there to try to get that eligibility, so to finally get it was amazing. And being around all of the Disney lately, in the parks a lot, also at the D23 Expo that happened here a few weeks ago, it has reminded me of actually some memories from extra work, and one of which was Race to Witch Mountain. It was a Disney film starring The Rock, who was actually here at D23, and on that set, I actually almost got run over by The Rock. One of the cool things about that set, they put me in this Jedi robe. They didn't own Star Wars at the time, but it seemed authentic. Big flowing thing, but part of the reason was they were limited in what they could put me in because of my size. I was a big fella. I was pushing 240, 44 waist, and it kind of actually limited me on things that I could do on other sets as well. There were some shows I couldn't even get on because their wardrobe only went up to a certain size. But anyways, it was super comfy. It was supposed to be a LARPer convention, so that's why we were dressed up sci-fi stuff. And there was all sorts of costumes. There was a Tony Stark. The guy who played Tony Stark, the extra that they got, was drunk on set a lot and hitting on all of the young women. He was super creepy. Not exactly a Tony Stark type, but it was, I don't know if he was trying to go for that. But it was creepy. He ended up getting fired, actually, which was interesting. But anyways, my outfit was awesome. I'm glad that they had something to fit me in because, again, being a big guy, they were able to accommodate. But cut to today, I'm fit, relatively. I can run kind of a far distance, which is kind of great. And I can definitely attribute that to getting creative, very creative with what's going to motivate me to get out there. So using my geekdom actually is what did it for me. And the thing that really made the biggest difference for me in that first year of my transformation was runDisney. runDisney basically gave me the carrot that I needed. I had started losing weight already, just cutting out like the sugary sodas and stuff, and then I started hiking, which ended up being a passion of mine, and going and finding the trails and the things to take images of. It's like it drove me out into nature so that I could, find those things to take pictures of, and I had to actually make an effort to get to the better things to get pictures of. I didn't realize it, but I needed another boost. And when I found out about the Star Wars 10K at Disneyland, and I couldn't believe it was a real thing, because Disney, I'm a Disney freak. I love the parks, since I was a kid. And then Star Wars, come on, but I'm a vintage Star Wars guy. We'll not go into the prequels, but I love vintage, and what JJ's doing in this new one looks vintage. And Kevin Smith actually visited the set, and he was saying how old school and real Star Wars that it felt. And, I trust his judgment. So, but yeah, judging by the trailer and then casting John Boyega, who I love. If you haven't seen Attack the Block, see it, and you'll be psyched that he's going to be in the new Star Wars. But anyway, so that was the carrot, and I realized what I was training for. And so now, I'll put these races ahead of me, every, I would say every quarter in the year, if you will. probably 3 or 4 a year, so that I always have something to train for. I'm not trying to win any records or anything. I'm just trying to put things in front of me so that I'll keep running, keep training and stuff, so that I don't embarrass myself once I'm there. I usually get better times in training than I do at the races themselves anyways, because once I'm there, I just want to have a good time. Aside from the good times, I should mention one of the other important things that people do races for. It's for the bling. I'm here steps away from where I finished my first ever race in my entire life after losing a bunch of weight. The Star Wars 10K here at Disneyland, and I thought I'd bring here the original Chrome Trooper, sorry, Captain Phasma, but here to the finish line, here to the place. It was a milestone, a turning point for me in my life, and I thought I'd talk about the runDisney races in general. This Star Wars 10K was phenomenal. I really set the bar high as far as my races that I'm going to participate in the future, because they do such a great job. They were so well organized, so much fun. There were Stormtroopers on the course. There was a Boba Fett on the course. I mean, there's characters are everywhere. There are some people stopping and taking pictures. There are a lot of people, obviously, everybody's dressed up, and that was great. And that keeps you motivated because you're just having a great time. And I definitely recommend it. I would definitely go to the runDisney site and look at all the different races. There's a lot here in Anaheim, out in Florida, and they just announced that there's going to be Florida's very own dark side themed Star Wars run. So for all you people that are like, I can't get out to Anaheim, I go to Florida, and you live out closer to there, you have your own. Registration starts in September. Get on that. I highly recommend runDisney. Get your geek on and let it motivate you, get you healthy. It's such a great time. Okay, that is it for this premiere episode of Chasing Geekdom. Next time, we're going to be talking about the awesome 80s run, which is actually what I got these glasses for. So much fun. Definitely check it out. We're going to be talking about Ernest Cline's book Armada, which is the follow-up to his amazing Ready Player One. If you haven't read that, read it first, but Armada is incredible. And I'm going to bring a story from the land of extra work. It's another Disney film, Princess Diaries 2, and it involves a guy who both played a dwarf in the Lord of the Rings films, and he was all up in Indiana Jones. So I'm sure most of you will be able to guess. If you can, come spoil it for me and for others on Twitter as well, over on Instagram, both at Chasing Geekdom. We will see you next time. I've got rides to ride, man. I'm at Disneyland.